school, we do not believe in any stock method because we know that each child is unique. We have to create an environment of happiness, both with the staff, the students, and the parent community. Education for the young children should not mean just acquiring a few degrees, but to know the modern developments and adapt to the changes.
Hello and welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Choria. I bring to you another celebrated figure from the world of Indian academia. Keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. These words of Walt Whitman resonate with a guest's life story. Always positive in her approach to the challenges life throws at her, she has mastered the art to enjoy and share happiness around her. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Nirmal Harshvardhan, Principal, the Kalyani School, Pune. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Seema, and namaste to everybody.
So let us begin by knowing, ma'am, where it all began, where it all started. So we are going back to your once upon a time and your passion for this vocation as a few great teachers and your grandfather's vision made you become an educator. 3 decades, that's a long, long time, ma'am. Congratulations to you to be in this journey and going, evolving every day. And hopefully, I'm sure it's a memorable one, even as a student for you. So which qualities of your teachers inspired you to become an educator? We would like to know that.
First of all, Seema, I thank you for inviting me on this platform, and I feel very privileged and honored to be here on the Great Principles platform started by your organization. I've been very fortunate to have met many motivating personalities in my life, and I would especially like to name my science teacher, Mrs. Thakur, for having inspired me to follow in her footsteps. You know, Mrs. Thakur was very kind and she was very knowledgeable. And this thing has stayed with me that if you want to become a great teacher, you have to be very thorough with your conceptual knowledge, be kind, and always understand the students, be hardworking and dedicated. And all these qualities, I think I have imbibed in myself in my journey as an educator. And I love science, and that's the reason I finished my post-graduation in science. Mrs. Thakur is one of the most important reasons that I'm in this field. And my grandfather, who expired when he was 91 years of age, used to tell me, Nirmal, that you have to be a professor. And God has taken me and has put me in the chair of a principal in the Kalyani school. And I feel blessed that I have a very good management, I have a very good team of teachers along with me to work and carry this torch of education forward.
Great, ma'am. You know, your journey is truly an inspiration for many teachers out there because it's a teacher who inspires the student to take the right decisions in their life. We all never know what you want to be. You know, at the young stage, our minds are like completely fresh and we are unaware. So teachers are the one who ignite that spark, and that spark is still there in ma'am's work. We can see that how Kalyani School today is one of the most reputed school in Pune. So this is the hard work being done by ma'am there, and this is the hard work that all our teachers are doing. So a huge respect for all the teacher community out there from all of us here and from all our viewers. Going ahead in our conversation, ma'am, you believe in the happiness quotient and strive to keep your students and your teachers joyful. So is there a specific formula a school leader needs to know to keep their team and students happy?
Seema, if there was a formula which could make everyone happy, no one would be dissatisfied in the world today.
True.
And in our school, we do not believe in any stock method because we know that each child is unique. हर एक बच्चा अपनी अपनी qualities लेके आता है. And we will not be able to keep everybody happy at the same time, but we strive our best. Therefore, we adopt various techniques to ensure that the children get every opportunity to explore their strengths, to do what they love to do, and to love what they do. अगर बच्चे जो उनको पसंद है वही काम करें और अपनी जिंदगी में उसी काम को अपना प्रोफेशन बना ले, तो सारी दुनिया में खुशी ही खुशी रह जाएगी. So in addition, a leader has to be empathetic, and understand the needs of the staff and the students. They have to be treated like a family, and we have to create an environment of happiness, both with the staff, the students, and the parent community. That's what we do in the Kalyani School, and that's why I feel the tagline of my school is a school every child and parent would love to come.
Brilliant, ma'am. This is what is needed today. When there is a happiness question, when there is a happiness around, every child would be automatically inclined towards learning. And as ma'am rightly said, when you love your work is no more your work. In fact, it is the joy, it is the passion that you follow. So wonderfully answered here. All the schools need to take very brilliantly that, you all need to make your children fall in love with learning and ultimately help them to know where their passion lies and make a career there. So very wonderful theory which has been adopted here of bringing the happiness. Going ahead in our discussion, ma'am, you are an accomplished educationist and hold multiple awards in your name. If I start naming them, there will be a long, long list. And one of them is the most innovative principal by Golden Aid Award for excellence in leadership in education. What is the innovation in education and why is it important?
See, we as leaders of educational institutions are in a business of building a nation that will be able to stand strong and tall without any external support. The world is changing and evolving fast, and I believe that it is our moral obligation to adopt all the modern technologies to make learning meaningful, enjoyable, and productive. Education for the young children should not mean just acquiring a few degrees, but to know the modern developments and adapt to the changes. Without accepting changes, without evolving, and only doing bookish education in the school, it is ignorance. In the Kalyani school, we are continuously evolving to manage the change, and hence subjects like coding have been incorporated in our school from grade 1 itself. Robotics has been introduced long back. Artificial intelligence is taught from grade 6 upwards. Financial management and student advisory programs have been introduced for holistically developing the students and catering to the changing world around them. अगर प्रिंसिपल सिर्फ जो बोर्ड कहता है वही कराए, वो इनफ नहीं होता है. आई फील कि जो दुनिया में नई नई चीजें आ रही हैं एजुकेशन फील्ड में, उसको अपने स्कूल के करिकुलम में आपको ढालना चाहिए. वो उसकी शिक्षा आपको बच्चों को देनी चाहिए. तब जाके आप दुनिया की जैसे दुनिया चल रही है उस तरीके से आप अपने बच्चों को दुनिया के लिए प्रिपेयर कर पाओगे. एंड व्हाट इज एजुकेशन फॉर? प्रिपेयरिंग द स्टूडेंट्स फॉर लाइफ. तो जो नई नई चीजें आई हैं, अगर हम बच्चों को नहीं सिखाएंगे तो आगे की दुनिया में जब हमसे पढ़ के बाहर जाएंगे तो वो उस दुनिया के लिए फिट नहीं होंगे. इसलिए जो भी इनोवेशन होता है, जैसे अभी आर्टिफिशियल टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत स्ट्रांग है, अगर वो हम बच्चों को नहीं सिखाएंगे और उसका महत्व नहीं सिखाएंगे तो वो पीछे रह जाएंगे. सो मेरा कहना है कि जो भी कुछ नया आता है एजुकेशन फील्ड में, उसको अपने करिकुलम में ढाल लीजिए और अपने बच्चों को उसकी नॉलेज दीजिए. तब जाके बच्चे अब आगे की जिंदगी के लिए सक्षम हो पाएंगे.
An absolutely valid point here, ma'am. हम सब ये बात करते हैं कि एजुकेशन में चेंजेस क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं, 100 सालों से वही एजुकेशन चल रही है. एंड आज मैम ने बहुत राइटली एक बात और कही कि बोर्ड हमको रेस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं करता है कि आप कुछ बदलाव नहीं ला सकते. बोर्ड एक गाइडलाइन देता है. ये जो प्रिंसिपल की चेयर पे बैठे हैं उनके डिसीजन है, मैनेजमेंट के डिसीजन है कि वो उनके स्कूल्स में कैसे इनोवेशन लाते हैं. एंड डेफिनेटली वर्ल्ड चेंज हो रहा है. अगर हम अपने बच्चों को आगे की एजुकेशन नहीं दे सकते तो हाउ विल दे प्रिपेयर फॉर लाइफ? Wonderfully answered, ma'am. And like these days, there are so many things which are coming up, especially the 2 years. So when you believe in happiness question, when you believe in innovation, ये 2 सालों में, how were you able to strike a balance between learning and the emotional health of the child?
See, when we got a notice on March 16th from the Zilla Parishad that you have to shut down schools, being digitally informed, I immediately took a meeting with the teaching fraternity and told my ICT department heads to train the teachers for Google Classroom. Immediately by March 18, within 2 days, our school was online. And I think no school in Maharashtra was online so soon, but we were online and the children were getting the benefit of education because I thought studies should not stop, academics should not be hampered. But then this was in the month of April, March. March continued April, we had the same way we were going, only 3 hours of studies per day. But then in the month of May, I realized that it's not only education. The children are not coming to school only for academics. They're also coming to school for the holistic development. What about the assemblies? We actually build confidence to the school and the special assemblies which are conducted in the Kalyani school. The other activities, the sports, the co-curricular activities, the literary events, the scientific events, the maths events. So then I thought, if we can do academics online, why can't we do all these things online also? So whatever was planned in my planner, which I planned in the month of January for the coming academic year, which starts in April. So I started doing everything online according to the planner. So all my events were online right from the month of June, including special assemblies, including co-curricular activities, including debates, everything was online. Children were developed holistically. But then I also thought about it. The way we were locked up, we did not have maid servants. Maid servants were not allowed in the society. Teachers were struggling. Parents were struggling. Then actually the mental and emotional state of both my teachers and the students was not perfect, I felt, because I was having coffee meetings with my teachers, and when I was talking to them in small groups online, my teachers almost cried, and I felt emotional with them too. And I actually thought that my teachers and my students are suffering a lot mentally. What I did is the life skills classes, which used to happen in the school in a physical mode, I started taking them online also. So my counselors came on board. They started taking life skills classes. We started having fun with homeroom teachers per week. And morning started with prayers again, every single day with prayers. We started meditation. We started light channeling in the first period itself for our students. So this started building the mental and the emotional quotient of our students and the staff members also. And I openly gave the career counselors, the school counselors phone numbers. I have got 4 school counselors, psychological counselors on board. Their phone numbers were given to each and every student, and the parents had their numbers. The parents used to call up the counselors and talk to them कि मेरा बेटा पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा है, मेरा बच्चे को ये प्रॉब्लम है, उससे मैं कैसे डील करूं, उसको कैसे लाइन पे लेके आऊं. So all these things, the counselors used to guide the parents. Counselors parents की meeting लेते थे और online उनको guide करते थे. And if any teacher had any emotional issues, because लॉकडाउन में बहुत ड्रामा हुए हैं घर में, तो उसको ऑनलाइन हम लोगों ने उनको काउंसलिंग किया है, उनको संभाला है हम लोगों ने. तो इन दिस वे हमने मेंटल क्वोशंट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स एंड द पेरेंट्स एंड द स्टाफ उसको बैलेंस में रखा है. एंड वी डिड व्हाट वी कुड डू ऑनलाइन. जो हम फिजिकल काम कर सकते थे वो हमने ऑनलाइन भी किया है, और शायद उससे ज्यादा ही किया है, क्योंकि हम लोग बच्चों को इंडिविजुअल केयर कॉल्स करते थे. होम रूम टीचर्स घर में पेरेंट्स को फोन करके पूछते थे, बच्चों से बात करते थे कि आप कैसे हो, आपको कुछ तकलीफ तो नहीं है, यू नीड एनी हेल्प फ्रॉम आवर साइड, डू लेट अस नो. सो ये सब जो छोटे छोटे जो चीजें हम लोगों ने की है, आई थिंक इट हैज बैलेंस, kept our children's emotional balance proper, and the parents balance also proper. From our side we did. Rest is in their individual hands, because it also depends on their capacity taking the stress levels during the lockdown. So all I can say that we did from our Kalyani school side. Whatever I remember, I've told you today.
Wow, ma'am, listening to you today, I have few more strong, valid points to believe in my own statement, which I strongly feel that behind every good school is the great principal. You are the person, the lady who not only took care of the learning, that learning must go on, but you also ensured that the staff is suffering, students are suffering, parents are suffering. So you took care of well-being of each and every person, and that is what makes a great leader, I feel. So I'm really, really happy, and I'm really looking forward that today I got an opportunity to interact with you. It's a privilege for me to have an interaction with a dynamic lady like you.
Thank you, Seema. It's all a teamwork. A leader can't work alone, I can just say that.
And that is again the humbleness of the leader, I suppose, who always give the credit to the team. And certainly, yes, A team will always look up to the leader, and leader always look up to the team. And that is how this functions very well. So wonderfully explained the situation. You took over the situation wonderfully and you took the right decisions. So this is what is the biggest takeaway from ma'am's learning in these 2 years, that whatever be the situation, there's always a way out. We all just need to be focused, and along with the team, anything is possible to achieve. Amazing work done by ma'am here and Kalyani School here. We move ahead in a conversation. So ma'am, it is said that the birds of the same feather flock together. And we all have certain ups and downs in life. At times, we just need someone to guide us, to motivate us. So name an educationist you look up to for your advice and support in these tough times.
See, in these tough times, I always had my co-committee with me, but I look up to Mrs. Madhvi Kapoor. She's no more, the late principal of Rewachan Bhojwani, with a lot of admiration and respect. It is because of her that I took the decision of exploring the education systems beyond India. And later, when I got an opportunity to join an IB school, I took it as I wanted to learn more about the education systems abroad. And from here, I learned several good practices, which I have incorporated in the 2 schools, which I went to after Symbiosis International School. And I can say that Mrs. Madhvi Kapoor has been a guiding light in my life. And Mrs. Diksha Kalyani, our director, she's so humble, and I can approach her for anything. For any critical situations in school, I definitely consult her. And because we both believe in innovative learning methodologies and pedagogies, we stop at nothing where the needs of the students are concerned. And they have Mrs. Diksha Kalyani has got, he hasn't tied my hands, I can say, for students' resources or staff resources. I have been given an open budget. Very few principals have that privilege, I can say that. And when there's an open budget, a lot of quality is given. My hands are not tied. Wherever I want to send my teachers for training, they go. How much ever money is supposed to be spent for the welfare of the staff and the students and the school for bringing the best practices to the school, it is being spent, because it's a CSR activity. It's a school which is made for CSR activities, and hence the standard of a school is very high because resources are no problem at all in our school. And thanks to the management, thanks specifically to Mrs. Diksha Kalyani for giving us these resources and trusting us with so much that we can run the school freely. And she definitely is there always to advise us and to guide us in the right direction.
Very rightly said, ma'am. When someone ensures us with the resources, trust, and then that is when the responsibility comes on our shoulder. We don't take it as our work. We take it as a duty, the moral duty to do best and give the results best. So this is what is required. I think when every management understands that, every school management, that the principal is the face, he's the person who is running the school, he's the person who is ensuring that everything is taken towards the vision of the school. That is when the school can achieve the great heights, as this is practiced in Kalyani School. So this is the biggest takeaway from this answers of ma'am. When management can fully trust and ensure all the responsibility to the school heads, that is when the schools can achieve great heights like Kalyani School.
Yes, it's a fact, Seema, it's a fact.
Certainly, ma'am. And we can see that, the way Kalyani School is flourishing every day. So on this note, we reached a very interesting segment of the show, which is called Rapid Fire Round. Ma'am, you have to answer in one word or a sentence. So guys, gear up. We are going to reveal some fun facts about ma'am today. So here comes the first question, ma'am. You spend your recreational time indulging in activities like?
If I get an opportunity, adventure sports and gardening.
I'm sure my viewers would never be able to know this, that ma'am is interested in adventure sports. Wonderful. My next question, which is your favorite dance style?
Bharatanatyam, because I'm a qualified Bharatanatyam dancer.
See, we are unveiling more and more qualities of ma'am. Next questions. Gardens are, fill in the blanks.
Gardens are a place for serenity.
Certainly, totally agree to this. Next question. If given a chance to start an art school, you would be teaching?
I would be teaching dance.
All right. Name a celebrity you hold in high esteem.
Actually, no one. But Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he's a celebrity in himself. I really hold him high.
He is certainly a celebrity who has actually bring out this wonderful thought that we need more teachers. We need to have more educators in our world. Last question in this segment. Would you please tell us a funniest or the weirdest incident that you had encountered?
Funniest and weirdest, I don't remember actually. Um, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
No worries,
I
ma'am.
think I have not had fun for a long time.
And we all must have that, that
Yeah.
keeps us going. That is
Yeah.
keeps tickling every time. So it was great to know you in this segment. We understood, ma'am, that you are a multifaceted personality, a dynamic lady, a woman with the fountainhead of illuminating ideas. She's a dancer, and she loves adventure sports, which I'm sure many people would not be able to understand also looking at you. So this brings to me to the last question of the show, which is called viewers choice question. And my question to you here is, why should school heads be more approachable, and how does it impact the mindset of parents, teachers, and students?
Um, I'll just give you an incident which has just happened yesterday morning. At 7:45, when I came in the school, there in the reception there was no one, because actually our school starts at 7:55. So might be they were just settling in, and one of the parents was approaching the reception, and our reception board is a little high, so he was looking down, if there's a lady sitting there. But since my receptionist wasn't in her seat, I had entered and I just asked him, "How can I help you?" So he said, "I'm looking in for the receptionist here." I had told him, I told him that please have a seat, and how have you come to school? Do you have an appointment? Because we believe parents that they should be taking an appointment, so that the time of the parents and the teacher or anybody whom they have to meet is it's important. Everybody's time is important, and with appointment they can meet at the appropriate time and no time is wasted. So he told me that he's come to meet a career counselor. Career counselor was also not there down because she'd given a time of 7:45. Then I gave a call to the career counselor. He told me that I'm waiting for the student, that means the father's son, to come in the pastoral care, take the slip, permission slip, give it to the school, the class teacher, because he had to take permission because he was going to be out of the class, and then come along with him to meet the parent, and that is why there was a delay. And I just communicated the message, and I told him, please, you can be seated, and Dhwani and your son will be joining you shortly. And from there, I saw the wife walking in, and I wished her also. And she asked me, "Ma'am, who are you?" And since I had put on my mask, so they said, I think you've not recognized me. My name is Nirmal, and I'm heading the school. And immediately the child walked in. So he said, "Nirmal, ma'am, namaste." So they were so shocked. They said, "Ma'am, I just want to tell you one thing, that we have never seen a principal being so approachable and so humble, that she looks after the parents in the absence of the staff." I just told them that it's my duty to do so. And after they finished a career counseling session, they came and met me because I had to speak about the Tel Aviv University in Israel, where their son wants to go. And I have visited that university. The son wanted to do electrical engineering, and Israel is a best fit. That university is a best fit for that child. So I can say that we need to evolve and change and grow, and keeping the pace with the world. And this is not possible if every stakeholder, that is the parents, the students, the staff, they don't play a role and they are not recognized and we don't take the contribution in the school. As leaders, if we keep our doors closed and we refuse to come down from our high horses, we will shut out the possibilities of development. If teachers and students are afraid to approach the principal, then we will all fail to make a difference. Moreover, as heads of the school, we act as leaders and not as bosses. I strongly believe that we are a team, and I am strong only because of the love and the support of my entire school, which acts as a force behind me. And I can proudly say that I know each teacher in my school and about their families to some extent. So this is how we maintain the open door policy, and my doors are never shut. And I've always told my assistant who sits right outside my cabin, in whatever meeting I am, however important meeting I'm conducting, if any child wants to meet me, please let that child walk in. The children just walk in my cabin, and I stop everything and I talk to them and I listen to them. And this is how we um, deal with the students and the parents in the Kalyani school.
And I really love the point where you said, leaders are not bosses. We are here, we are leaders and we are here to serve you. That is a thought that is required for every leader to inculcate deep within themselves. That, the moment someone is designated something, people that ego comes in and they, start behaving like one. And this is thing that needs to be gone away with. And all need to learn this lesson that with designations comes a responsibility to serve more.
Seema, I would also like to add here that I never thought that the parents will be so vocal because they were new parents. They had just joined our school online this year. They're shifted from Bangalore. They told me that, ma'am, we had heard a lot about the Kalyani school, but after meeting you, you won our hearts. So it was like a compliment to me, and I felt so motivated that what I'm doing is the right thing, and I should continue to do it.
Absolutely, ma'am. This is the most wonderful thing to do. When parents themselves talk about, that is the biggest certification, that's the biggest recognition one can have. So going ahead, ma'am, the last question there is one more question which our viewers like to know that, Kalyani School is known for its huge sports arena. They have a huge land and there's a huge focus on sports. So, ma'am, what are your thoughts on encouraging students to take up sports as vocation?
See, Seema, not every child can be expected to do academically well. All students are not academically bright, and every child is blessed with different gifts, which make them unique. While honing the skills of students, we at the school have to acknowledge the co-curricular activities, what the child is interested in. And we have to see the aptitude of the children in those co-curricular activities. So if one child is interested towards cricket, one is interested towards football, send them towards those different kinds of activities. And hence, in the Kalyani school, we have got 7 sports teachers, and each sports teacher is a specialist. One is one conducts football, one handball, one cricket, one chess, one so on. There are many different sports sections, and our children choose from grade 4 itself where they want to go. And I think in the Kalyani school, we devote a substantial amount of time to the sports activities and have an extremely strong team of facilitators to train and coach our children. And many of them have made a mark in the sports world already and possibly will take up the sports as a career. And we should be definitely proud of them if they choose to walk on this path. And it would be another validation of our belief that our children are strong, smart, and they are future ready. Because sports, health management, EQ management are all the, I can say, the future careers which our children are already exposed to. We have sports personalities. One is Mr. Bhushan Thakur, who's already come to our school. He's spoken to our children um, about the mental health which the students should be keeping and in mind while taking up sports as a career or while playing any kind of sport um, at an international level or a district level. So we have many sports personalities coming and they give talks to our students, and the children are definitely motivated to take sports as a career.
Certainly, many few schools are there, those who have equal focus on academics as well as sports. There are sports, yes, but giving an equal weightage, equal focus, that is what is required. You know,
And we also want to tell you that we have a sports consultant who guides our parents and our students if they want to choose a particular sport, how to go about it, what is the muscle strength you need, what is the nutrition you need to do, what kind of different academics are available for the sports children, what is the trainings available, what kind of trainings are available abroad. All these things are spoken by the consultant to our parents and the students, and they're guided well so that they know that there is somebody to guide them in the sports field.
and you know, when children are exposed to different kind of sports at an early age, they are able to understand where exactly they are good at and where their interest lies. So that is the beauty of exposing the children to different varied activities at an early stage, and this helps them to choose the right career. So wonderful to know about you, ma'am, your school. Both are doing amazing. And today, after having a conversation with you, you know, I can totally think of one thing, that leadership is not about title or designation. It is about the impact, influence, and inspiration. So, and this all I could find in you, talking to you. You know, every time I was just thinking about it, that this is what makes a right leader, a true leader. So it was really wonderful to have you here, to talk to you, to know your views, and to learn so much from you.
Thank you, Seema, for inviting me, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Namaste.
And my team will keep you informed when we'll be posting this. They'll be sharing all the links with you, and they'll be constantly updating you.
Thank you so much, Seema. And it was a pleasure interacting with you. And I always feel privileged that I'm at the helm of the Kalyani School. And because the Kalyani School's team is helping me to make it one of the best schools in India, I can say that I'm meeting people like you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You know, it was truly a privilege to have you here. And I learned so much. You know, I have friends from parents of Kalyani School who are my friends. They always keep talking about it, you know, that how happy they are, and they never give it a thought. During especially these 2 years, there were many parents who were discussing about changing the school, but they never give it a thought. No, we are not looking for any such change. So that's the best thing.
That's so nice to hear.
Yes.
It keeps us motivated. Namaste.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.